Hello everybody, my name is Greta Whitmer, and for those of you who do not know me, my name is Greta Whitmer, and I will be talking to you about the integrity in leadership within student affairs. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is how integrity can really affect a workplace. And when you have coworkers and even some of your students not being honest about the truth or not always telling you the facts that are exact, it can be difficult to find those correct facts within that student of what he or she claims to have done or said. And finding the strength to confess takes real courage, and it isn't always easy to find that with some students or even some coworkers, but it is manageable. And knowing this lesson can really help them take their life lessons that they have learned throughout experiencing this and put it into their work environment. And what I've learned is that being honest with one another takes real courage and real strength to actually pull. Because knowing that can actually help strengthen the relationship that he or she may have with one another. Now, the types of integrity that I believe that are important to me are academic honesty and, of course, the integrity of the educational system. Being honest with not just your words, but also your actions is a really crucial part in being able to be successful in the educational system. And that can go a long way with especially being able to have the strength and have the courage to not just confess to your professors or to your peers, but also in doing so in your work. Because believe it or not, when professors go over your assignments or go over your tests, they can easily tell when a student or when a coworker is plagiarizing or not being fully honest with the facts that he or she has gotten based on the subject that he or she is writing about. When doing like papers, when doing studies, when doing things like that. And it isn't always easy to do, and it could also lead to them being in trouble if they're not careful. So the best way to really help avoid that is to really check your work before you submit, and also make sure the facts are correct before you submit as well. Because sometimes we tend to not notice, and we tend to also graze at different websites before even considering looking through the information. The biggest aspect that I think can lead to integrity being a challenge at different colleges is that it presents the challenge to admit when a student or staff, like I said before, is lying or is at fault of what he or she has done. And according to an article from one of the universities at Halo, actually, or according to one of the articles from Arizona EDU, is that it states that with all these in mind, there is one final quality to remember: integrity, which is described as the quality of having strong moral values and honesty. And that can go a long way in being able to shape someone's future, and also being able to shape the educational system, and even being able to improve some of the faults or some of the mistakes that the school has made. Now, the next thing that I'm going to also go through with you is that some of the approaches to confronting a lot of lapses that may happen, especially in a workplace, is, of course, being calm. First, analyze the situation. Then, once you do that, really determine on who is at fault here. Once you analyze the situation, try to come up with a compromise and the best solution that will work with the problem that is being presented. Once you do that, then you can explain your personal approach and be able to guide that student or that coworker or that staff member into the right path to being honest with one another. Because once in the workforce, especially with a student or a coworker, they only get one chance. And if they're not honest, they could easily be thrown out of there. So that can be a really big problem if they're not careful. So I hope this video really helps. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.